We're gonna have to end up in
Florida.
Florida. Yeah,
All
so
right.
ultimately Florida is where we're gonna end up. It's that Vegas, Texas. I don't want the other two.
Oh, I think
Um,
or Texas. Okay.
oh.
Well, anyhow,
So
so I'm
she's
proud of them. I'm glad they're making money because I don't think people realize how crazy, how long I know people realize. I know people are feeling it everywhere in this country. So I'm glad they're making money. I think they should. It's awesome to see them because if they can do it, we all can do it. I mean, you guys got to think they spent a decade on television and they couldn't afford a house. It's only recently. That's
nothing. They
crazy.
couldn't afford anything.
They weren't making peanuts prior. Yeah.
By the way, we'll get into Lisa Vanderpump's scene in a second. No, I think Brock is, first of all, it's really funny on the beach where they're going back and forth, and James is like, now, Tom, do you agree to this house plan? Okay, Ariana, no, what is it that you want to tell Tom? James is now stepping in and taking over for Anne. But Brock's a little shit stirrer. He had a lot to say this episode. He drops the bombs, this Brock. I think Scheana is just sitting there. I can't help but break the fourth wall. When he's sitting there and they're at home and she's like, what? What? Oh, what? Do you want to let me finish? And he's getting dirty. I think Scheana is like, thank God my husband is like becoming a part of the show, second income. This is where
Yeah.
my sick mind goes. He makes a lot less than me, but hey, maybe he'll get a little slight raise next. Like
I
Brock is
know.
trying to earn his keep. I think at night Sheena's like, you gotta speak up, get in there, get messy. Sorry, you gotta burn a bridge with Katie. You gotta earn the money, honey. Summer's, the new $2.1 million house ain't cheap. But Brock's a little shit stirrer there. He drops a lot of bombs, this Brock, huh?
A lot of little bombs. I love him. I think he's great on the show, a great addition. I like everything he does, actually.
I
He,
still
Allie,
don't want to fuck him, but
oh, I
he's
think he's
he's
hot too.
I don't get
Love the
it.
accent. I love the stay-at-home dad. I love the accent. I can relate to their relationship a lot. I think it's great. No, I think this show just gets better and better, and I do think we're getting at least a little bit more depth to the show. So
Do you like
I
Lala saying like, wait, so Tom put Maya in the room and Maya ate all the shit that you left on your bed like a pig, and that's Tom's fault that your dog almost died? I mean, this is why Ariana is probably like, well, I watched the rest of the show, and this Lala has actually more than a little bit to say about me.
I thought that was
Lala's
an I thought that was an excellent point. I mean, they are pigs. We've seen that from the start. I mean, even
pigs.
Sandoval, they live like pigs in that house. I mean, my God, boxes and shoes and clothes and crap. I mean, ahead of time, 3 or 4 days. They have assistants. And can't isn't that what assistants do? Is pick up and clean up? I mean, the place is
Well,
filthy.
Anne broke down, honey. She broke down. She thinks she's losing her job. Katie's gonna save her and give her a job. I also love this scene when like Schwartz is like, come on, like this is good for us. Like the fact that you got fucked by Max, like he has a big dick, apparently. He just brought us closer together. Let's have dinner. And she's like, I don't want to have dinner with you. He's like, come on, for all time. She's like, no,
I know.
thanks. That sounds horrible. And he's like, okay, so we'll pass on dinner. Like, oh my
Oh, he's the
God.
cutest. He's the cutest. He's the flirtiest. I love
And
them.
they really are over each other. Like, yeah, there's flirty
Yeah,
and
they are.
friends, but there's no go. Like that's where you got to get. All right. And that is Lala's point. That's Sheena's point. That's James's point. Lala, Sheena, and James all in their confessionals said, like, isn't this like Ariana at this point is just hurting herself? Tom is out there living his rock star dream. He's dating that girl, I guess. Like Ariana is just at some point, like, you don't it doesn't mean you forgive the person. They don't win because you moved on. You win because they're no longer taking up space in your head. So the way you win is by truly not caring. And that's a hard thing to get to. But when you really don't care and you're not bitter, you actually win. It's not giving the person a free pass, it's giving yourself a life. Oh my God. And you want to know why I'm a life coach on the side and a podcast coach?
You're great. You're great at it.
She's got to get over
I,
it.
yeah. Well, yes, except for I just hope they do dive into the fact. I hope Andy at the reunion really asks her point blank. I think she still has feelings for him. I think now you and I are going to get into this in our weekly Bravo recap show, but now Rachel Levis's PR woman, Juliette Harris, who you and I emailed and, we wanted to get Rachel on the show, our shows. She says Ariana knew exactly, what was happening, slept next to him, could peek in his phone bedside, knew things were going on, shenanigans were going on, that he was out late night and hanging out with Rachel and was well aware. And, Juliet really puts this on Ariana, that Ariana wanted this to happen, leaked it. So, I don't know. It's hard to say where the truth is. To me, maybe Ariana's just a great actress, but boy, is she to me seems like she is still in love.
I never thought of that, but I'm sure people are going to say no, but maybe. Yeah.
I mean, have you ever see? I've only been cheated on by people who I wasn't really that into anyway, so it wasn't so devastating. I don't know. Wasn't so detrimental.
I mean, yeah, like I understand, like she keeps saying it, your life was ruined and this was filmed in the past, but yeah, like now, I'm curious, like where are we now, Ariana? Like that's the question for the reunion too. Like where I'm less concerned about you and Lala and blah blah. Like where are you now? Like are you okay? Because like at some point you have to move on. We all have to move on from being cheated on, from losing people to death, financial loss.
Oh,
You have to move on.
There are people that they spend their lifetimes, they can never get over people. I know people in their 80s that never got over their first love, their divorce. Oh my God.
Oh
So
my
many people like
God.
that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you think it's easy, but for some people, they can spend a lifetime. And I wonder that with her.
Well, that is
Did she move
lost
on?
time. That is giving the power to Tom Sandoval, the person that is such a scumbag, according to Ariana and most of these people listening. He has all the power. You want a narcissist to get off on themselves? Her reactions are getting Tom off. He loves it. He loves it. When you don't give a shit about someone, you're like, I don't even know what you fucking said about me, or I just don't care at all. Then that drives a narcissist fucking crazy.
I don't know what Ariana's parents were like, but we often all pick partners like our parents, or we end up in relationships like what our parents had. So I gotta wonder what her background is. And that also plays a part in, can you recognize, what you grow up in oftentimes is what you replicate. And you have to actually lots of times stop yourself from replicating that. You have to make a conscious decision. Okay, I'm not gonna marry somebody like what my mother was like or what my father was like, and understand where they're coming from. That's very hard to do. And some people spend their life never having that self-awareness ever. They run from it instead.